Hi, welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen and this is my Central Texas Zone 8B 9A garden. It is finally time to finish winter prep for a more beautiful spring for the last few gardens around my house. I got stalled a little bit when I got the yard of the month and really had to get out into the front and do more work there, but now it's time to finish this to get it ready because as you can see, it is already warming up and we don't anticipate any freezing weather for the next 2 weeks, which takes us into the end of February, which pretty much means the chances of freezes go way down, fingers crossed. But the last few gardens, fast forward, cleaning it up, getting it ready for a gorgeous spring. These are all blue sage. My sister and I planted just a few plants, not many. And as you can see, man, they spread. I love them. They're beautiful. I'll try to come up with a picture of what it looked like. But I'm happy with where they are now. I don't want them to take up much bigger of a room. These are basically going to be cut to the ground because the new plants will grow up from the roots. None of this will grow leaves again. Okay, time to move on to our next section. This is the Savannah Rose, absolutely gorgeous. It just needs to be pruned. And then in this section here, this is one of my cut gardens. It just needs to be cleaned up, weeded, cleared out. And I have a whole bunch of zinnia seeds that are going to be going in this zone. So clean up, that's the goal. And now on to the next section. This is the Texas Rock Rose, absolutely gorgeous. It will also get pruned back. It will be pruned back a little bit more than the Savannah Rose was. And by the way, it will grow back. It will be beautiful. I have no doubt. Now in here, this was the Plumbing Armageddon, and I've got to clear this stuff off of the grass, but lots of stone, lots of rock. I honestly think I'm just going to shovel a lot of this out. There's clearly nothing to pull, nothing to clear up. It's empty. But I'm going to pull some of this out, a lot of it out, and then just throw down a bunch of good soil. And I'm going to try again for this part to be a cut garden as well. Rock Rose does not follow the same pruning kind of rules that I follow with the other rose bushes, like, you know, cutting off branches that are laying over other branches, anything along those lines. This style of rose is very bushy, very tangled, and very beautiful, and it's very happy just where it is, like this. I just basically reshaped it because the dead branches, obviously they're dry and dead. No new leaves are going to be growing off of them, so it's more for aesthetic reasons. Now in here, Plumbing Armageddon, I have decided my husband and I are going to dig out a lot of this soil, put in a lot of nice soil, and I did want to update you. The bearded iris, and boy, I'll put a picture here, so worth saving. I was barely able to save it under the wire with Plumbing Armageddon. Um, it has been in my garage, protected from the ice storm, everything else, and I just planted it out yesterday. So we'll pause here to show that. And finally, today, my rescued bearded iris from Plumbing Armageddon gets a chance to go back out into the yard. I've kept it inside through the freeze. And for the moment anyway, fingers crossed, doesn't look like we have any freezes for the next 2 weeks, which takes us to the end of February. So I am taking a little bit of a chance, although these irises do, pretty well through freezes. But regardless, it is going out, and I decided to move it here to in front of or around the pond. And I actually did get some more irises that I've started the bulbs inside. Anyway, long story short, this bearded iris is going to get a new home today. And the last step here is to pull this irrigation line in a pattern that will make sure that this bearded iris does get moisture. Now it's time to move on to the dining room window garden section. This is a Soul Sister rose, which is, I swear, 10 feet tall. I have no idea. I am going to prune this sucker way back, and I am really hoping I can kind of, I don't know, maybe it'll bush out or bloom lower, because the blooms, although gorgeous, are so far over your head, you just can't really enjoy them very well. And then in here, it's just going to be a bunch of cleanup. It's lantana, it's some calendula. There is a bare root rose in here that's yellow that I will prune back, but it's actually looking better than all of my other roses at this point. Everything else will either get pulled or cut back. This area, let's clean it up. And yes, I am very well aware that was super aggressive, and I didn't do that to any of my other roses. As I said, I'm just really hoping that this one decides to do a more, I don't know, low, bushier habit where I can actually enjoy the flowers. Yellow rose. I purchased it as a fire and ice rose and was very disappointed that I didn't get those. But, however, my goal was obviously for this window, walking through the house, you'd see those gorgeous fire and ice roses. But these were beautiful yellow roses, so I wasn't too terribly disappointed. And this one actually has several buds that are all already starting to, wow, I'm going to show you this. How exciting. Look at that. It's actually starting to grow little buds already. None of my roses are doing this right now. So, as I said again, I'm very happy with this. The last thing I would cut down in this area is the Vitex, but this year I'm not. I grew these from seeds, I want to say less than a year ago, and just planted them outside, so they're still little. I'm not touching it. I'll wait for it to get to second year, And at next winter, I will think about whether or not to trim this one back. Let's go over to the bench garden. How could I forget? They're so huge. The umbrella plants. Obviously, nothing is going to grow from these dead fronds. This will all come back in the spring when the soil is warm enough. These are beautiful, but all these need to get cut back. Last but not least is my bench garden. Absolutely love it. Potato vines, these are just going to get pulled out, clean those up. Ixora, I'm going to cut back. I am not going to pull it. I'm going to test and see if that actually does grow back. The azaleas back there were just a gorgeous show for me last year, so really truly hoping it happens again this year. I have some great fertilizer for this. I'll show you when we get to that point. Again, clean up, and then back there, I want to say our gardenias. My sister got me 2 gardenias. Let me bring you in closer. And these are the 2 gardenias. Oh, that fell, the flower. That needs to go back up on the fence. Anyway, cleaned up. Everything needs to get cleaned up, fertilized, and get ready for beautiful spring. Now, I will be cutting this Thryallis back completely, but this time of year last year, these, oh well, now maybe they are a little drier. Yes, they are. Okay, nothing's going to grow off of these. These are all dead. I'm just going to cut it back. And this will grow beautifully in the spring. So I think that's about it. Last garden. Yes, it is. It's the last garden. We finally did it. Winter prep for a beautiful spring. Yay, folks. I'm so pleased. If you enjoy this video, please hit subscribe, like, and share. It really helps me to grow my channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.